In the glittering world of K-pop, full of stage lights, spotlights, and carefully polished images, there is one figure known for exactly the opposite: sincerity. Not because he lacks talent, not because he isn't successful, but because behind all his achievements, one thing has never changed about him since his debut in 2013. He is Park Jimin, the vocalist of BTS, whom ARMY around the world, and even his own groupmates, have nicknamed the most sincere man in BTS. But what exactly makes this nickname stick so firmly? Is it just fans exaggerating, or is there real evidence behind it? In this video, we're going to break down the reasons in full. Get ready, because some of these stories might just make you love him even more. Let's get into it. To understand Jimin's sincerity, we need to go back to where it all began. Park Jimin was born in Busan on October 13, 1995, the eldest of two siblings. As a child, he was known as a bright student, even serving as class president during middle school. He later attended Busan Arts High School, majoring in modern dance and contemporary ballet, and stood out for his dancing talent. Encouraged by his teacher, he worked up the courage to audition for Big Hit Entertainment, a company that was still small at the time. He was accepted, then moved from Busan to Seoul alone, far from his family, to chase his dream of becoming an idol. Here's what makes this interesting. Many other trainees entered the idol world full of confidence because of their visuals or already polished vocal skills. Jimin was different. He has repeatedly admitted, on many occasions, that he once felt he wasn't good enough, that he felt he had to work far harder than the other members just to deserve standing on the same stage. Instead of hiding that doubt behind a perfect idol image, Jimin has openly opened up about his struggles time and again. He has spoken honestly about the pressure of being a performer, about the very human feeling of insecurity, about the nights of practicing alone in the studio long after the other members had gone home. This is the root of his sincerity. Jimin has never tried to present himself as flawless. He chose to be honest about his process, and that is exactly what made millions of people feel connected to him. If you followed BTS long enough, you're probably familiar with an internal nickname the other members often use for him. Jimin is the Yamo line, or the mother figure of the group. This isn't just a joke. The nickname comes from real habits he shows behind the scenes. In countless behind-the-scenes videos, vlogs, and reality shows, Jimin is repeatedly seen as the first person to notice how the other members are doing. He's the one reminding RM to eat on time. He's the one slipping medicine or ointment into Jungkook's pocket when the youngest member looks unwell. He's the one who hugs the other members most often during emotional moments, whether right before a huge stage performance or right after a touching moment at an award show. Even the other BTS members themselves have often described Jimin as the most emotionally perceptive person in the group, the first to notice when someone is emotionally tired, even before that person says a word. This kind of sensitivity is hard to fake in front of cameras for years on end. Reality shows, concerts, interviews, all of it captures thousands of hours of natural interaction between the members. And the pattern that emerges, consistent for more than a decade, is always the same. Jimin is always the one making sure the people around him are okay, even when he himself is exhausted. One of the most heartbreaking pieces of evidence of Jimin's sincerity actually comes from a painful incident. In 2023, the Korean public was shaken by the case of Lee Jin-ho, a public figure who had been known to be close to Jimin for years. In a case that eventually came to light in the media, Lee Jin-ho was found to have lied to Jimin and caused him significant financial losses due to his involvement in online gambling. What made this case so touching for ARMY wasn't just the financial loss, but what it revealed about Jimin's character. For years, Jimin had been known as someone who trusted the people around him deeply, someone so sincere in friendship that his trust could be taken advantage of by the wrong person. Rather than becoming guarded or suspicious after the incident, something that would honestly be understandable for anyone who's been betrayed, Jimin continued to be seen publicly as warm and open toward others on many occasions afterward. Ironically, it was this painful incident that ended up reinforcing his image of sincerity even more. People realized that his kindness had never been an act all along. He genuinely is someone who trusts easily and treats the people around him sincerely, even when doing so puts him at risk of being hurt. Jimin's sincerity also comes through in every piece of music he releases, whether solo or with BTS. As a songwriter, Jimin is known for often being directly involved in the creative process of his songs, pouring personal emotion into his lyrics. His solo tracks, Serendipity and Lie, were early proof of how he could convey vulnerability and emotional honesty through music, an achievement that was even recorded as the first K-pop solo song in 5 years at the time to surpass tens of millions of streams, as well as the first BTS solo song to pass 100 million views on YouTube. Interestingly, in various interviews, including with international fashion magazines, Jimin has spoken candidly about his creative process, about how he enjoys new challenges even when they're difficult, and about how he sees fashion as a way to share joy with fans rather than just an image to maintain. A recurring theme throughout his work is about finding self-worth, about believing that everyone has their own uniqueness even if it isn't always visible to others. These messages appear consistently across his lyrics, interviews, and personal captions, showing that this isn't just a marketing theme, but a value he genuinely believes in and lives by. Perhaps the part ARMY brings up most often when talking about Jimin's sincerity is the way he treats his fans. Unlike many idols who keep a formal distance from their fanbase, Jimin is known for interacting in an extremely personal way through platforms like Weverse. He often posts long messages full of genuine thoughts and feelings, not just promotional content. He talks about his day, his emotions, even small, ordinary things that most public figures wouldn't normally share. This became especially clear during his mandatory military service. While going through basic training alongside Jungkook at the 5th Infantry Division, Jimin still made time to post updates to reassure worried fans, letting ARMY know that he and Jungkook were doing fine, along with words of thanks for the support they had given him throughout his long career. The flood of responses under that post showed just how deep the bond had become. Thousands of warm messages from fans who felt genuinely cared for in return by their idol, not just comforted from a distance. In an interview with a Korean fashion magazine, Jimin also once explained his philosophy on communicating across language barriers with international fans. He shared that what matters most to him isn't chasing some grand, lofty goal, but continuing to maintain a personal connection with people from all over the world, a view that shows his relationship with fans isn't just a career strategy for him, but something he genuinely values on a personal level. A person's sincerity is most honestly revealed by how the people closest to them describe them, not by their own words. Over years of group promotions, joint interviews, and countless live broadcasts, the other BTS members have repeatedly described Jimin as the most caring member, the one most easily moved to tears when seeing others struggle, and the one most often stepping in to mediate whenever small friction arises among the members. This pattern also shows up in how production crews, choreographers, and staff who have worked with BTS describe Jimin, a hard worker who remains humble, who always makes time to greet and thank behind-the-scenes staff, not just performing kindness in front of the cameras. This combination of testimonies from the people around him is ultimately what shaped this larger reputation. Sincerity isn't something you can claim for yourself. It can only be proven through how other people describe their experiences with you. And from all the testimonies gathered over more than a decade of BTS's career, the common thread has always been the same. Jimin is sincere, whether the camera is rolling or not. There's one more thing that often gets overlooked when discussing Jimin's sincerity: his extraordinary work ethic. Jimin is widely known as one of the BTS members with the most intense practice hours, even amid an already packed schedule of comebacks and world tours. He has often been described as a perfectionist who won't hesitate to rehearse choreography late into the night to make sure every movement is delivered at its best on stage. For Jimin, this kind of hard work isn't just about professional ambition. It's his way of showing respect to fans who spend their time and money to watch him perform, a form of sincerity expressed not through words, but through total commitment and real action on stage, night after night, tour after tour. So, from the journey of a self-doubting kid from Busan, to becoming the member his own group mates call the Mom, to the way he treats his fans like family, all of it points to the same underlying thread. Jimin's sincerity isn't just an image built by a management team. It's a consistent pattern of behavior sustained for more than a decade, proven through thousands of small moments, both the ones caught on camera and the ones that weren't. And perhaps that's the real reason so many people around the world, from ARMY to his own colleagues in the industry, agree in calling him the most sincere man in BTS. If you agree with the points in this video, or you have your own favorite moment that shows Jimin's sincerity, drop it in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more BTS content, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. See you in the next video. Purple Heart.